You know, there's a lot of lines in this movie that only Will Smith could say. What's happening, my film nerds? David the Film Junkie here, bringing you a film review of Independence Day Resurgence. That's right, 20 years later, we are getting a sequel to Independence Day. We just live in that world now where everything's just like, hey, come on back, come on back. You know, remember that thing that was really awesome way back when? Bring it back. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And here we have Independence Day Resurgence. I remember hearing Jeff Goldblum talking about this in the late 90s, how there was going to be a sequel. In the late 90s. Makes you wonder just like what happened, and it's just... Anyways, so in Independence Day Resurgence, we see the return of a couple of our characters from the original. I'm not going to go... Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, a couple of the other ones. And then we, of course, got new characters. Well, technically, we have grown up of some of the child characters of the first one. Not the same actors, though, which is kind of funny because... The one who played the president's daughter, she was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and in a couple episodes of Arrested Development, too. Alright, she looks nothing like this new girl, and then of course we have the kid who's Hiller's kid, or not really his kid, his stepkid, or was going to be his stepkid. Spending way too much time with this. Well, anyways, we know what's going on in this movie, right? We defeated the aliens 20 years ago, we used a lot of their technology to amp up our shit, everybody's united, everybody's happy, we have a woman president. Well, we might have a woman president, but nobody's happy. At all. Look at your Twitter feed. So the aliens are coming back, but of course they're coming back in a bigger, better way, and they're just gonna fuck some shit up. And then we have Jeff Goldblum and everybody, the ones that are back, to let's get rid of them again. We did it the first time, let's do it again. But can we? So what did I think of Independence Day Resurgence? It was alright. Cheesy fun. Nothing spectacular here, folks. Like, first off, the gripes. The dialogue was pretty atrocious at times, man. The guy who plays Dylan, you know, Will Smith's kid, he just annoyed the shit out of me. And I knew he was going to, just by the trailer, just by his little speech and stuff. And it's just like, good lord. And so did the daughter, the Whitmore daughter. She was annoying too, and it was just like... they're trying to give ample amount of time with these characters, even Liam Hemsworth, which he didn't annoy me. He was pretty funny. So was his buddy. They were all right. But they were trying to give ample amount of time to like these characters as well as the old characters. And then it's just like, there's too much fucking shit going on. The first one flowed so much better than this one because that first shot of Independence Day was just like, yes! We got the moon. We had the moon, the flag on the moon, and we heard like Neil Armstrong talking, and then we just see the shadow cascading over the surface, and then you see the ship, and it was like, yes! And then the flashes. You got everybody's response to what was going on, the White House and everything. And you just saw everybody's character development like within what was happening. Like they didn't take time to just be like, hey, this is this character, that character, that character. In this movie, this is what they kind of do, and it kind of gets annoying, and then they're just like, hey, this is what happened in the last 20 years. So for a little chunk of the movie, I would say about a half hour or so, there's a lot of establishing shit, like stories and characters, and it's just like... Let's get to the good stuff. Once the good stuff comes, there's a lot of good stuff. Yes, there is a lot of special effects. Sometimes it feels B-roll-ish, I'll give it that. But sometimes I was enjoying the shit out of it. Oh, they're going to take it that way. That's an interesting way they're going to take it. I get what they're doing. All right, yeah. Kind of see that coming. But once it really starts going, it just goes. And you kind of just go like, wait a minute, there's too many goddamn characters. And I shit you not, it was like when they were... getting to that third act of the movie, they're like, you know what we don't have in this movie? Kids. I shit you not, and it's not a spoiler or anything, but like at the end of like the second act, before it's gonna go right into the climactic third act, they're like, here's some kids that are gonna get involved in this story that weren't in this movie the entire time. Kind of strange. But whatever, it's cool. And they brought, it was cool seeing everybody back, even though Bill Pullman seemed a little weird. I mean, I know he's supposed to play weird, but it just seemed like his lines weren't coming out right. And, like I said, there was a lot of cool shit with when they're fighting, and the new technology and the old technology, the laser guns, creepiness with the aliens. It just didn't have the same feel as the first one. The first one had a really creepy vibe at some points. Didn't really feel that with this one. This was more like special effects. It felt limited. It felt really limited. The first one was just like you saw shit that was happening everywhere. You just felt the global scale of it. But this one just felt more contained, as well as trying to be just like over the top. There are some parts, though, I was really like, yes, that's awesome. These aliens, and they're fighting, and just some of that part was pretty damn good. So am I going to put it on the wall of favorite movies of 2016? No, I'm not. Yeah, I didn't, cheesy fun, but just, I'm not rushing to go see it. It's just, when the first Independence Day is on, like, TV or something, I'll watch it. This one, I might, but not, like, I'm not, yeah, it's just... Yeah. So there you have it, folks. That is my film review of Independence Day Resurgence. Let me know if you saw it down below in the balls area, and let me know what you thought about it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Just before right now, I was like, I just tweeted out, like, man, looking at my Twitter feed with things that have been happening lately, people on this side, people on that side, same people with the shit that's been happening here as well as overseas. I'm going... Where are these aliens to just come down and destroy some shit? Hit that reset button, because my God, it's just nonstop now. And when I put in my opinions about things, I lose followers. It's kind of like a lose-lose. You know, it's like I'm trying to build up a fan base and followers, but if I put in my opinions about certain things, I lose followers. Yeah. Oh well. And thank you for watching, you beautiful people. You go ahead and hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to my other channel too. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and visit filmjunkie.com for all my videos.